And welcome everybody to Colonel Sam Smith Field here on the campus of Humber College in Toronto, Ontario. It's day one of the 2024 Transatlantic Cup. Off to a roaring start. Patrick McNeil here with David Smith on the call for this game between the Great Britain Swans in blue and Canada, the Northern Lights in red. Teams that do have a little bit of history with each other. David Smith.
Absolutely, an intriguing matchup here for the second game of this tournament. These are the second and third place teams in the 2017 International Cup. Canada, of course, the runner-up, and Great Britain taking the third place. Also had they met in that tournament where Canada won 34-3. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, obviously, it's 7 years down the track, so a lot can change in programs in the sport in that time. So it's going to be really interesting game to see what happens today.
For sure, obviously, new faces and old faces on both teams. Again, Great Britain is in blue. They are going to be kicking to the Mississauga end. Don't forget to visit Mississauga.ca. And Team Canada in all red jumpers and red shorts. This is game number 2 of the day. Team Ireland, the Banshees, picking up a victory over the USA Freedom in the opener. It is the opening day of this tournament. And as was mentioned earlier by Peter Holden, it's an alternating schedule. Women on the first day, men second day, and so on and so forth. And it should be a great opportunity for a lot of these women. First time playing intercontinental footy in quite some time, David.
Yeah, and the format of the tournament is they're playing teams they will not have seen for many years because the European teams, the 3 European teams, Ireland, the Great Britain, and France, are playing the teams from the Americas, which are Canada, the United States, and a newcomer to the international footy stage, Colombia. So lots of great footy that's going to happen here in the next 10 days at the Colonel Samuel Smith Park in Etobicoke, Ontario. So looking forward to it. Absolutely, and great to see a number of people crowding around the field, and both of these teams being supported by their contemporaries. We can see to my left the end that Canada will be kicking towards. Of course, that is the end that Great Britain is currently stationed at. They're being supported by their men's team, the Bulldogs, and the men's team of Canada, the North Wind, are ready to watch their women play as we go to the center of the field. We're about to have the opening bounce. Again, it is Patrick McNeil here with you on the Colonel Samuel Smith Field on the campus of Humber College. And alongside me is David Smith, who is going to bring you the opening bounce. We're just about ready to start this matchup between Great Britain and Canada. And rain is held off, I believe, as we start this game, and the ball's up. Great Britain bangs it forward. Quick tackle right away. This will be a ball up, I believe. Yep.
I didn't have to wait long for a first ball up of the game after the center clearance.
Battle for the ball. Still on the ground. Picked up there by Great Britain, going their way. Picked up by Canada. Kick up to midfield. Bad bounce. Picked up by nobody. Here's Great Britain with the long kick. There's a whistle. And looks like a free kick to Great Britain.
Yeah, we have heard from the umpires throughout this tournament. Of course, umpire crews from around the world coming to officiate this contest and the entire tournament. Again, first free kick of the game goes the way of Great Britain. Again, the Great Britain Swans are kicking to the Mississauga end. Don't forget to visit Mississauga.ca. Play on off the free kick, kick along towards the right wing. Almost an intercept mark there by the Canadian player Roxanne Besner. As play in the middle of the field, Besner gets it. She'll use the back option, kick towards the left wing. Canada in control at the moment. Looking to establish their first inside 50. Race on there as the Canadian player is Aaron Loughnan. Battle along the ground. Loughnan will just push the ball back with her hands. Kick it towards, that looks could be an inside 50, but perhaps possession coming up for Great Britain. Play on that end of the field. Battle on the ground, as David mentioned earlier. Have some perhaps less than favorable conditions with the rain that we've had here thus far in Toronto.
It's going to be a slippery ball. We've had a little bit of rain. It's very humid, so rain or not, that's going to make the ball pretty slippery. So expect a lot of balls on the ground in this game.
Yeah, definitely a lot of battling along the ground as an inside 50 again for Canada, trying to take advantage. But again, as we were just saying, we're seeing a lot of battle along the ground as that was Julie Patricio that's battling for the ball for Canada. And some aggression shown there by Ellie Hancock, co-captain.
High contact, so this will be a free kick for Canada. Probably too far out to score. This is Roxanne Besner with the free kick. See what she does here.
Roxanne Besner of the Quebec Saints played some flag football in high school. Has an opportunity to open the scoring here, perhaps. Kick through, going up, and is that going to clear through? Looks like it was touched on the way. And Canada trying to keep the pressure on. Great Britain here, handball there inside 50. And play whistled down.
Considered a throw, so that'll be a free kick to Great Britain in their defensive 50. Kicked up the middle. Worked out for them for the most part, but quick tackle there, and that'll be a ball up just outside the 50-meter line.
Yeah, no prior opportunity there for Sophie Bennett of the North London Lions, midfielder for the team Great Britain, and now we have a free kick towards the Great Britain Swans. And we're just getting started here in the early going of this contest. Kick down the right wing. It's not going to stay in play. And a nice mark there by Lucy Massey if they're going to credit that to her. And remember, for those newcomers to Aussie football, you don't have to stay in bounds as long as the ball stays in bounds. So that was indeed a completed mark by Massey. And she'll keep the ball along the right wing, kick towards the center. No mark there. Play goes on along the ground as, again, what we expect to see a lot of the game. Good physical contact there from Haley Jones of Team Canada, who plays in Toronto with the Central Blues. However, ball retrieved by Great Britain. Could be an inside 50 here for the Swans. Again, Great Britain Swans in blue. Canada Northern Lights in red.
Jacqueline Halliday with the ball, but she's held up, and it'll be a ball up just outside the Great Britain forward 50. And I believe that's high tackle, so there'll be a free kick to... Nope.
Yeah, no prior opportunity there, and a good physicality on both teams. A quick start to this contest as Canada moves it along the left wing. Kick towards the middle part of the field. Contest along the ground again, and it's going to be picked up by the Canadian player Erin Loughnane of the Etobicoke Kangaroos. Plays right here on this field in the Ontario AFL. Great Britain gains possession, though. Kick towards the middle of the field, and it's going to come... Well, it's going to briefly come to the Great Britain player, Freya Hibbard, but she wasn't able to hold on. Now Canada takes it the other way. There's a mark. That is Erin Loughnane, again, who's been very involved in this game in the early going.
That's several marks. That was a very well done mark. Kick into the forward 50. No mark there. Nice handball from the ground. But that was good smothered.
Good smother there by Elizabeth Toms of the Great Britain Swans.
Ball bouncing around. Really kind of scrambly start here between these two teams. Great Britain, was going to go down the wing, but not given the free kick there. And
yeah, I thought
there's one there, though, so there'll be a free kick to number 23.
Roxanne Besner, again. She's also been involved in the game.
Very involved so far. Too far out to score. Outside the 50-meter line. Kicks inside, off hands by Great Britain, and they get out of danger. To midfield. No mark. Ball on the ground again. Been there quite a bit already in this game, which is not surprising given the conditions. There's a kick by Anna Brancati. To the wing. Bouncing around. There's a battle for it. The ball just keeps on going. Nobody can pick it up.
Definitely a rainy morning here in Toronto. Canada possession still waiting for our first score of the games. We're passing towards the 6-minute mark of this contest. Play along the right wing. Canada in possession. Tackle and play goes right on, as they say, as the Great Britain Swans doing a good job getting numbers to the contest there. Kick towards the middle of the field. Comes up and another battle for it. Not a lot of clear opportunities, so to speak. Nice bounce. And a tackle. I don't know if she had the ball there, as that was Lucy Massey that was taken down. She's been a factor in this game early for Great Britain as well.
Anna Brancati with the tackle and the kick. And doesn't get the mark at midfield, though. No score here. Over 6 minutes into this first quarter. So really a lot of play between the 50-meter arcs. There's several handballs, but that one's not taken cleanly. And Great Britain picks it up. High kick. Again, not marked. There's a tackle. And that will be given to Canada as a free kick.
Yeah, it's Jacqueline Halliday with the tackle.
And that's a 50 or 25-meter penalty. So this is going to give Canada a chance to certainly kick into their forward 50 and maybe score the first points of this game. Here's the kick. And there's a mark just outside the goal square. And this certainly will be an opportunity. Nicole Robertson with that mark. And let's see what she can do with the kick.
Nicole Robertson of the Calgary Kookaburras has an opportunity to open the scoring here for Team Canada. As we've played a little more than 7 minutes of this contest, Robertson will look to kick it right through the center. And it looks like that's just a little offline. That is a minor score, but it is the first score of the game. And Canada, the Northern Lights, striking first, as we're starting to see, of course, teams using their bench. You see Hannah Gerard coming off the field for Canada, so you'll see the teams make use of their interchanges. As the Great Britain Swans begin a kick out, but a key intercept mark for Team Canada's Anna Caddy, the captain of Team Canada. And she'll kick along the center. Another key mark for Canada. Canada starting to move the ball well there, as that's Erin Loughlin. And again, she's been a factor in the early going. Plays for the Etobicoke Kangaroos. She's got an opportunity to kick for goal here. And contest out in front of the goal square, and it's going to be the Swans getting out of trouble, so to speak.
That ball again, it's Loughlin. She gets tackled, and the ball will now be in Great Britain's hands. They'll get out of trouble. Certainly Canada wanted more than 1 point with lots of ball control in their forward 50. Mark at midfield. Great Britain down the far wing. Ball on the ground. Will that go out? And it will. So that will be looks like it's a free kick with the lasso rule for Team Canada.
Yeah, some different rules in play. There was last touch by Great Britain. Canada will get the opportunity. Kick along the right wing. Again, Canada leading 1-0. Canada in red, Great Britain in blue. Kick by the Great Britain Swans. Ball comes inside 50 as Great Britain looking to get their first score of the contest. Kick out by Team Canada's Haley Jones. As Great Britain now in possession of the ball. Again, it is 1-0 for Team Canada here in the early going in the first quarter.
It's a good mark for Canada. I believe that was Brancati? No?
I believe that was actually Haley Jones. Had a couple of marks in this game early. So, of course, first day of the tournament.
Right
so
in front of us.
Seeing all these players in action together for the first time.
And she was tackled without the football, so that'll be Christy Martin with the free kick. Right in front of us. Very live. Side of the field. No mark on the kick. Ball on the ground again. Neither team really getting a lot of possession at this point. Trying to pick it up.
It's been some good pressure by both teams as well, David. I think that's part of the reason you're seeing the difficulty in terms of executing marks and even handball options as well.
Well, the combination of the pressure and certainly the conditions of a very wet ball makes it difficult to get clean possession. So who can execute under these conditions could be the factor in who wins this game.
And, of course, that both teams were prepared for that as we get a free kick for Great Britain. Again, Canada leads 1-0. Great Britain Swans with an opportunity here. Free kick for the Swans. It's booted inside 50 along the left wing. Almost an intercept mark there for Canada. That's Jacqueline Halliday, again, who's been very involved. We expected her to be one of the better Canadian players. Plays in Hamilton in her club team. Ball along the wing for the Swans. There's another battle along the ground here. 1-0, 0-1 Canada, 0-0 Great Britain. As ball along the ground will be picked up there by Canada's Anna Brancati, captain of the team, so you'd expect her to be a key player. Play along the right wing, and it'll come out to the Swans. Distribution by handball. Kicked along the middle of the field. And again, it's sometimes tough to complete those clean marks on a day like today.
Absolutely. Handballs in a defensive 50 here by Canada. An emergency kick outside, but that ball comes right in. Good spoil. Nobody gets a mark, and there'll be a ball up inside the Great Britain inside 50. Up it comes. Great Britain with the ball, but a nice tackle there, and that's holding the ball, and a free kick to Canada, which could get them out of trouble.
Yeah, perhaps so is Kaylee Almer, the co-captain for Great Britain, that was tackled there by Jacqueline Halliday. Again, we mentioned Jacqueline Halliday is named quite a bit in this contest in the early going. Kick along the right side, nearly an intercept mark, but key change of possession there for the Swans. But we hear a whistle here as 1-0 is the score. Canada again. Canada is kicking towards the Toronto side. Great Britain kicking towards the Mississauga side. Don't forget to visit Mississauga.ca. Hundreds of must-see experiences, plenty of gorgeous scenery, world-class eats and events. Visit Mississauga.ca. And key free kick going to the Great Britain Swans here, David.
Absolutely. Just outside the 50-meter arc. That ball will hit grass, but this is danger. Ball doesn't really take a friendly Great Britain bounce there. Canada comes up with the ball. That is Anna Brancati. Just kicks it to the wing to get them out of danger, but it's coming back. Off the foot. Great Britain trying to score their first points in this game, but the Canadian defense is holding for now. Here is Susie Carr with a handball to Cherry Half-Yard. Batted ahead. Nicole Baker gets it out of trouble and in midfield, at least for now.
Yeah, Great Britain Swans in possession. Kick along the left side of the field. Looks like that's Sophie Bennett going after it. She plays for the North London Lions from Oxford. Inside 50 here for the Great Britain Swans. Still trail 1-0 to Canada. Again, Great Britain in blue, Canada in red. I think we're going to have a ball up. Don't think there was any prior opportunity there. Again, great job of the umpires. You can see the umpires are adorned in their traditional yellow or maybe lime green, we can call it. Ruck is won by Team Canada. The Northern Lights, who again are leading this contest 1-0. Kick towards the center of the field on the right wing, so to speak. As it looks like that's Lacey Bellefontaine with the ball for Canada. Try to get rid of it via handball. Lacey Bellefontaine, youngest member of Team Canada, plays for the Sydney Giants. As battle along the ground, we're seeing a lot of that, as David mentioned earlier. Change of possession. Oh, perhaps Canada able to keep on the ball as Bellefontaine goes after it. Handball option. Seeing a lot of that handball option out the back, but again, tough for either team to kind of get any sort of link of possession here, just partially due to the ground conditions, and also good pressure by both teams as well.
The ball's almost moving like a rugby very slowly, which Lacey Bellefontaine would be quite familiar with because she plays for the St. Mary's University rugby program. Kicked up farther, off hands. Not a lot of marks so far in this first quarter. Great Britain trying to get it forward. Again, just a lot of players around the ball. And no whistle yet. Kick towards the wing. Ball on the ground again. Picked up. Canada now maybe with some space. No, there's a quick tackle.
Space has been hard to find here.
And there's a mark. Just outside their forward 50, and there's one inside the forward 50.
That's a key mark for Amy Legault, veteran of the international game, has won just about everything she can with Team Canada.
And what a nice kick and a nice mark, and that's right in the goal square. Nicole Robertson will have a chance at goal, perhaps the first goal of this matchup. Less than 2.5 minutes left here in this first quarter.
Lines up kick, similar position to the prior opportunities she had to open the scoring. And this one is going straight through. It's goal Canada. 1-1-7-0. The Canadians celebrate as Nicole Robertson of the Calgary Kookaburras with the first major score. And now the Payable Laps scoreboard reads 1-1 Canada, 0-0 Great Britain. As redemption for Nicole Robertson kicks that one through, and Canada gets that key first major score.
Absolutely, and the defense held. Great Britain had some good chances there going in their forward end, but they went from defense to offense, and the former Australian, played in Australia, Nicole Robertson, kicks the first goal of the game, first goal for Canada, and it's 7-0 for Canada.
Center clearance.
Ball up. There's a whistle. Believe that's a warning to Canada for not having the proper setup. You have to have 6 in the within the arcs and then 6 in the midfield. So that's a warning for Canada. It'll be a free kick if it happens again in this game. So off the center bounce. It's Great Britain with it. Canada, though, defense holding. Ball bouncing around again. Here's a tackle, and that will be a free kick to Canada. Improper disposal.
Yeah, key opportunity for Canada again, leading 1-1-7-2. No score on the Payable Laps scoreboard. Kick towards the center of the field. Great Britain trying to force a change of possession here, and it's going to be Filsan Hussein gets the ball for Canada, but it is quickly turned over to the Great Britain Swans. Key opportunity here for the Swans. as that's Cherry Halfyard. She's been involved in the game for Great Britain. She'll kick it towards inside 50. Swans try to keep the pressure on Team Canada, looking for their first score of the game. Again, ball goes to ground. Again, good pressure by both teams. Hasn't been a lot of open space. Both teams have had a lot of difficulty establishing that, but a key free kick here, and it's going to be Ellie Heiner of the Southeast London Giants. Plays soccer with her twin sister. And we often see soccer, very transferable skills. It certainly comes with a kicking game, and a kick at the horn here for Great Britain.
I don't think it'll make it, and it won't. So, at the end of the first quarter, it's Canada 1 goal, 1 behind, 7 points. Great Britain with zeros across the board. Certainly, in terms of territory, it wasn't a lot of difference, I don't think, but Canada was able to take advantage of the few chances they have, and they have the 1 goal, 1 behind lead after the first quarter.
Yeah, I think it's a fair result based on what we saw. And I said, again, credit to both teams for tremendous pressure. Part of that is the conditions as well. But you're not seeing a lot of options, not seeing a lot of space. Canada maybe with just that 1 or 2 extra key opportunities. Nicole Robertson able to boot that through. And kind of certainly anybody's game after the opening 17 half. I think a good first quarter of footy. Both teams kind of adjusting to both their opposition, who they haven't seen in a while, as well as, of course, we had beating you over the head with the conditions here in Mississauga. Visit Mississauga.ca, which is the host of this tournament. And again, the score after 1 quarter of play, Canada Northern Lights 1 goal, 1 behind, 7 to Great Britain. No score. You are watching the 2024 Transatlantic Cup from Colonel Samuel Smith Field at Humber College in Toronto.
Great news, sports teams. Google Forms now accepts payments. The Payable Forms add-on allows for seamless integration of a digital checkout with your Google Forms. Setup is easy. Install the Payable Forms add-on. Link your payment provider, share, and get paid. Players can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, Cash App, Venmo, and more, streamlining the process for them, all while you stay organized with real-time updates. Registrations, uniforms, races, sponsorship, clinics, coaching, training, and classes. Keep it simple with Payable Forms.
Music Vibe.
Welcome back to Etobicoke, Ontario, and the 2024 Transatlantic Cup presented by Payable Apps. Here after 1 quarter between the Great Britain Swans and the Northern Lights of Canada, it's Canada 1 goal, 1 behind, 7 points to 0 scores for Great Britain. In a quarter that was, to be fair, quite scrambly, but given the conditions, the ball is going to be like trying to catch a live fish, really.
Yeah, well put. And, you know, David and I are certainly not what we would call high-end footy players, but we've been out on the field before when you're trying to handle that wet ball. No easy task. And saw a little bit of that in the opener between the Irish Banshees and the USA Freedom, but perhaps becoming more so. Of course, from a broadcaster's point of view, the folks here at eThere Live have done a great job of putting on this presentation, including covering us up with this lovely tent that David and I are under, and that's going to prevent us from getting crashed from the elements, which hopefully continue to stay away. You can see some of the live pictures there on the screen on the left side. You can see the team huddle for the Great Britain Swans. Of course, on the other end of the field, the same thing is happening with Team Canada. Of course, seeing some synergy. I mentioned before the men's teams of both of these countries out there supporting, and some of them are even out there in the huddle as well, no doubt passing along their expertise. Of course, a lot easier to play the game from the sideline than it is when you're on the field, right, David?
Particularly with the conditions. As I say, even if there's no precipitation right now, it is so hot and humid here in Toronto, in the Toronto area, that it's going to make the ball harder to really get any clean possessions. And that was pretty clear from the first quarter where there wasn't a lot of them.
No, definitely indeed not. Clear opportunities, difficult to come by for both teams. Of course, teams will switch ends in which they're kicking at. Now, Canada will be kicking to the Mississauga end. Don't forget, visit Mississauga.ca. And the Great Britain Swans, who are decked out in blue, they'll be kicking towards the Toronto end. Again, we're here at the Colonel Samuel Smith Park on the campus of Humber College in Toronto, Ontario. I'm Patrick McNeil on the call, and with me is David Smith for the opening bounce.
Opening bounce the second quarter. The balls presented by the Australian High Commission to Canada. They've been sponsoring of the balls throughout, or will be throughout the tournament. You can visit their website at canada.embassy.gov.au. So there's the horn, and we'll see if the second quarter is very much like the first. And up we go. Good battle there. Canada comes with the ball. Handball backwards. Here is Haley Jones. Kicks towards their forward 50-meter line. Handballs. Some actually clean possession. That kick was to no one in particular, but it will go in Canada's hands, but will get tackled almost immediately, and that's a free kick to Great Britain. Nice tackle there by them, and that gets them out of trouble.
Yeah, just long enough to be a holding the ball call, and as we were talking about, tough to establish clean possession. Again, you're already seeing Canada reestablish possession as Mabel Dunn takes possession for Canada. Play it towards the middle of the field here. Get Canada up 7-0 on the Payable Apps scoreboard here as Anna Birdcaddy, the captain of Canada, will kick it inside 50. Opportunity for the Northern Lights, who are decked in red this afternoon / morning. Can't even keep track of what time it is here. Kick along the left wing. Great Britain unable to get into trouble, though. And key free kick here coming for Mabel Dunn of the Calgary Kookaburras for Canada.
Mabel Dunn with the kick. No mark there. Goes on the ground. Battle for it. Great Britain clears it from their defensive 50. And that ball's going right down the wing. Battle for it. It goes towards the line. Kept in. Obviously, she'd want to go in out for the possibility of a free kick to Canada. That tackle is deemed fair, and there'll be a ball up here just on the wing in front of the their live side.
There's some good work there by Kate Franklin to keep the ball in play for Great Britain. She plays the Nottingham Scorpions. Where's number 1 for the Great Britain Swans? Play back towards the center of the field, kicked out towards inside 50. Great Britain again looking for their first score of the game. They are kicking towards the Toronto end. Kick inside 50, ball on the ground. We've seen a lot of that this morning. Soccer towards the goal. Is that going to be punched through? And it is. Looks like Great Britain has their first major score. Ellie Heiner of the South East London Giants. That should be her goal, and it's a big one. As the Payable App scoreboard now showing Canada 1 goal, 1 behind. Great Britain 1 goal, no behind. 7-6 game, first major score. And again, that is Ellie Heiner. She's been very strong. It's her debut internationally, and she's accounted quite well for herself. And now, perhaps deservedly so, getting Great Britain's first goal of the game.
Bit of a scrambly play, but they all count. Soccer off the ground through the sticks for their first score and the first major score for Great Britain, and they're within a point in this game.
Yeah, perhaps the Brits living up to the stereotype that their first goal would be a soccer goal. Getting done what the national soccer teams couldn't get done, perhaps. And again, we've got a good one going here. Ball up at center as we resume play. Again, now, Payable App scoreboard shows that Canada leads 7-6, but a good game of footy. Been a lot of good contests. Again, clean possessions have been hard to come by. All comes towards the Canada inside 50, Canada on the attack. Again, Canada in red, kicking towards the Mississauga side. Visit Mississauga.ca. And again, we've got a battle along the ground here, as that was Amy Legault, the veteran for Canada, battling with Melissa Gonzalez-Leenda, one of the number of Nottingham Scorpions on this Great Britain Swans team. Bob won by Great Britain. Kick along the wing there by Freya Hibbard. Plays for the Wimbledon Hawks. And that was unable to be kept in play there by Hannah Layton of the Cardiff Panthers. So nice to see all the different parts of the United Kingdom represented on this Great Britain team.
Absolutely. Canada with the free kick right in front of us. Long kick towards 50-meter line. It goes through hands and further towards goal. Picked up by Canada, but that handball goes to no one in particular. Picked up by clean up. Great Britain tries to clear again. Ball back to the ground frequently again. And that's a free kick to Great Britain.
Yeah, Great Britain again with that key goal early in this second quarter. 7-6 score on the Payable Apps scoreboard. This game 2 of the tournament earlier today. The Irish Banshees defeating the USA Freedom. And it's actually going to be a Canadian free kick here. Key opportunity here for Canada just outside the inside 50 mark. As that is going to be Julie Patricio, the High Park Demons. That is a Toronto area club in the Ontario AFL. Kick towards goal square. The intended target was Amanda Irwin. And free kick awarded to Canada. Critical juncture of the game here for Canada to get this goal back.
Hack of the arms there, I believe. So Erin Loughlin with the kick for goal. Will she be able to make the distance? It looks good off the boot, but it goes just a little bit right, and that's a behind. So it's now a 2-point lead for the Northern Lights.
Yeah, Canada with an 8-6 edge here in this contest in the second quarter, 12:20 to play. As you can see there, again, great job of our folks here at Eve there live with this presentation. Nice mark there by Athene McInerney. She's been a frequent target for the Great Britain Swans. Obviously brings height to the table as she'll kick it along the left wing there. Iona Williams, the intended target, plays for the West London Wildcats. As play along the center of the ground. Battle for it. It'll come out to the Great Britain player. And again, no prior opportunity there. Play goes right on. And we're seeing a lot of that today as Jacqueline Halliday will pick it up for Team Canada. Kick along the right wing. Battle along the ground again. No clean marks. Hard to come by here. Partially due to the conditions, no doubt. And of course, these two teams, not just perhaps unfamiliar with each other, but not necessarily get an opportunity to play with each other as well. It's a part of the intrigue, I guess, of international competition.
Haley Jones with the free kick. Canada really has the play, but they really haven't been able to take much advantage of it. That's off hands and over the line, so that'll be a boundary throw-in since it's considered a smother. Yeah,
there was some great 16-on-16 action there. The kick by Haley Jones, well smothered by Cherry Halfyard of the North London Lions, who lived in France without knowing any French. We'll have to ask Cherry how that went for her.
That could be a bit of a challenge.
Could be challenging for sure.
Yeah. Ball bouncing around both teams, really, and I believe that's a high tackle, so it's a free kick to Hannah Layton for Great Britain. They're trying to get some more territory. It's going towards their forward 50. Just soccer's a lot of soccer off the ground. As you say, soccer well known in their country.
And well, again, we talked about it kind of hitting it over the head. That's speaking to the conditions you're seeing as ball up. And that is going to be won initially by Canada, but possession here. A little bit of selling candy there from Hannah Layton of the Great Brits. The ball comes towards into the inside 50. Key opportunity here. Is that going to go through? No, it's going to go. It's going to stay in play, actually. It looked like it might have been just offline kick. Bit of a banana attempt there. And it'll come out to the other side of the field. Great pressure here by the Great Britain Swans. They're looking to establish a lead. And I don't know if that was off hands there. And I think it was because no mark was paid. Now kick towards the goal. And that's going to be a key intercept there by Team Canada's Margot Legault. And did that go through for behind, David?
Wasn't called a mark, so yes, that'll be behind for Great Britain. So
first minor score of the game for them is Canada 1-2, Great Britain 1-1 on the Payable App scoreboard.
1 point game. It's a tight one. Sophie Bennett with the kick towards, but that Canada's able to pick it up. Right in front of us. Here's Erin Loughlin. Haley Jones with the handball. Oh, and there's a tackle, and that'll be a free kick to Great Britain.
Yeah, some more good work there by Hannah Layton of the Cardiff Panthers. She's becoming more of a factor here in this second quarter for sure, and a nice clean mark there by Kate Franklin. Plays for the Nottingham Scorpions, represented Great Britain a number of times internationally.
Sophie Bennett, number 1 to number 2. Not the cleanest, but they get it towards goal. There's a swing and a miss and that's a high tackle and a free kick to Great Britain. So this is certainly a really good chance as they have a kick to goal by
Ellie Heiner, who had the first goal for Great Britain in this contest. She's got an opportunity for another one here. Now, her first goal was along the ground. She's looking for a more traditional clean free kick here. She lines up the kick. Looks good off the boot. And it is good indeed. And it is, in fact, a goal that Great Britain Swans are going to take the lead in this contest off the boot of Ellie Heiner, who's putting herself in contention here for the game MVP, presented by Powerwood.
Absolutely. When there's only been 3 goals in the game and you have 2 of them, tough to say that you're not considered an MVP for sure. So Great Britain kind of against the run of play a little bit. Get 2 in a row and take the lead here. So that would be 2 goals, 1 behind. 13 points to Canada's 1 goal, 2 behinds, 8 points.
Yeah, 2 different types of goals for Great Britain. Looks like we got a 25-meter penalty right off the center bounce.
Free kick for Canada's second 666 penalty here.
Yeah, they were warned about that earlier.
Kick towards the wing for Great Britain. Handball on the other side of the field. Intercepted by Canada by Anna Brancati. Up the wing. Picked up, though, by Great Britain. Oh, that's a big tackle, but that could be high. And sure enough, Great Britain gets the free kick.
Yeah, I believe that was Susie Carr, the vice captain there for Great Britain, that earned that free kick. Plays for the Southeast London Giants. Also plays some field hockey as well. A nice cross-discipline player. Kick inside 50. It looks like a key intercept mark there by Team Canada's Anna Brancati. The captain's been pretty involved in this game for the Northern Lights.
She seems to be everywhere on the field, so she's really been Canada's MVP as far as I'm concerned so far. Canada tries to kick farther in midfield, but off hands, and Great Britain picks up the ball, and they got some space, but it's cut down quickly, but it's still going towards their forward 50, and the call here looks like to be a ball up just outside the Great Britain forward 50 line.
And again, it is a 13-8 scoreline in favor of Great Britain. The Great Britain Swans in blue, Canada Northern Lights in red. Game 2 of this 2024 Transatlantic Cup. Battle for the ball on the ground, handball on the wing. Canada trying to get it a dodge, so to speak, here. Kick along the left wing as well. Not really any options there for the Canadian player who was kicking out. That was Hannah Gerard, I believe. The Halifax Dockers kicking it along the wing. And a battle on the ground. And again, that's where we've seen a lot of this game contested thus far in the wet conditions. Not quite wet and wild, but a little bit wet here in Toronto, Ontario.
It's wet and very humid. It's tough doing announcing, let alone running around a footy field right now.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Certainly sympathize with the efforts of conditioning for these players on a day like today.
Yeah, they certainly have better conditioning than you or I, Patrick.
Yeah, nobody wants to see us on the field. I think just doing the one lap might be a little bit too much for me. I'm getting exhausted just watching them out there.
Far side of the field, a lot of players around the ball right now. Going towards Canada's forward line, but that looks to be held up, and that will be a ball up.
Another battle on the ground there, and again, it is Great Britain that is ahead of the Payable lap scoreboard. 2 goals, 1 behind, 13 Canada, 1 goal, 2 behind, 8. So both teams with the same amount of scores, but it is Great Britain with the lead by 5 points.
You don't see the clock?
Ball up one by Canada, play along the left wing. Great Britain gets back possession. Again, teams have had a hard time working with sustained possessions here as options being taken away and a lot of battles along the ground. And the umpires have been busy today as well, throwing the ball up. But it is a free kick to Team Canada. Kick towards the middle of the field. Looks like a clean kick off the boot. But kick to a contest. Going to be ultimately won by the Great Britain Swans. Kick along the right wing there by Melissa Gonzalez-Lienda. And we have a battle along the wing here for possession. Again, the team's having a hard time getting any sort of link of possession. Interesting choice there to play on. But the Swans kick towards inside 50. Hands up. No clean possession there for Alex Stevens, as the Great Britain Swans looking to add to their lead here, 13-8 on the Payable lap scoreboard. Kick inside 50, ball on the ground again, which we see much of the game played, and the whistle comes out again.
Push in the back, so it's a free kick to Canada. So they'll get a go to jail free card here. Been really Great Britain, who has had the run of play in the last 5 or 10 minutes. It's along the wing, ball's bouncing, being chased at it by Mabel Dunn.
Again, tough to pick up the ball necessarily in the conditions. That was the issue that Mabel Dunn was having here. You're seeing hands on the ground. The Great Britain players trying to keep that in bounds, and succeeding in doing so was Carissa Turner, the vice captain there for the Great Britain Swans.
Kick a dangerous kick there to the middle, picked up by Cherry Halfyard. Ball soccered on the ground. Just bouncing around between teams in the ground, picked up by Canada. This is a quick tackle, and that's considered a throw, and that will be a free kick to Great Britain just outside the 50-meter arc, going towards their goal. Long lead up here for Katie Murdoch.
Recently ran the London Marathon, Katie Murdoch. She'll kick into inside 50. That's going to be a change of possession with Canada. And a quick tackle. And here are the Great Britain players applauding on the sidelines.
That's holding the ball, so that's going to be a kick at goal for Kate Franklin, excuse me. You would think that this is going to be certainly a possibility for a goal here and to lengthen out their lead. Less than 2 minutes left here in the second quarter. That kick looked great off the boot, and it's a good one. The Great Britain Swans love it, and they love the bigger lead they have right now.
Yeah, change the Payable app scoreboard. Great Britain now with 3 goals, 1 behind. That brings them to 19 points. Canada 1 goal, 2 behind. And perhaps Great Britain just needed to get familiar with the unfamiliar terrain. They're in a quote-unquote hostile territory, as it is Kate Franklin. Plays for the Nottingham Scorpions, has represented Great Britain 4 times internationally. He's also played netball, athletics, and triathlon. Is a doctor of aerospace engineering, so certainly a Jill of all trades and a master of many as well, including the most recent goal kicker here for the Great Britain Swans. Again, Great Britain Swans in blue today. They're kicking towards the Toronto end in the second quarter. Canada in red, kicking towards the Mississauga end. Visit Mississauga.ca.
From Nottinghamshire, so like Robin Hood trying to steal the win here from the North Wind. Ball up here again. Canada trying to get some momentum back, but Great Britain gets the ball again. Can't take the intercept mark. Swing and miss with the ball. No free kick, though. There's a tackle. Ball. And that's considered a throw, I believe, and it'll be free kick to Canada. There's just 30 seconds left here in this second quarter. Great Britain leads by 11. 3 goals, 1 behind. 19 points to Canada. 1 goal, 2 behinds. 8 points. Here.
I don't know if the Canadian players will be aware of the time. If they were, they would certainly want to see if they could get a score late. They're going to have to rush to get that with 12 seconds left. But Canada on the move here, marching towards inside 50. And it's going to be picked up by Sophie Bennett on the Great Britain Swans.
And you think the time will get everybody here?
I wasn't sure if she was aware, but it almost felt like she was running at the clock.
Jacqueline Holiday, and sure enough, there's the horn to end the second quarter of play. That was sure a great one for the Great Britain Swans as they go into the lead. 3 goals, 1 behind, 19 points to Canada North Winds. 1 goal, 2 behinds, 8 points. So an 11-point lead for the Great Britain Swans.
Yeah, Dave, certainly different than what we saw in the first half, or the first quarter, I should say. Obviously, a big part of the storyline of this game is the play of Ellie Heiner. 2 goals in that quarter for the Great Britain Swans. It really, I thought Canada had more of the play in the first quarter, but Great Britain able to turn the tide, so to speak. I'm not sure how much of that is when you're kicking. I don't think the wind's a huge factor here. I just think it was a good response for Great Britain in that second quarter, but still, certainly anybody's game.
Yeah, even in the first part of that second quarter, I thought it was pretty even, but certainly the last half of that quarter, you have to say that Great Britain had the majority of the play and the majority of the real estate in terms of where the ball is, and the score is certainly indicative of that, and they'll be happy, I would think, with an 11-point lead going into halftime. So we're here at halftime of the game between Canada Northwind and the Great Britain Swans, the women's side of the 2024 Transatlantic Cup, presented by Payable Apps. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
AFL has huge potential, not only in Colombia, but also Latin America. And Orica is really excited to be part of that story.
Los lazos humanos entre Colombia y Australia son de una importancia altísima. Para ambos países el deporte es algo muy importante en la vida. Tenemos las culturas muy similares en este sentido, con los valores de equidad de género, de participación. En la cancha todos somos iguales.
Mi vida siempre se basó en el tema del deporte, porque el deporte a mí me salvó de todo aspecto posible, que normalmente en la juventud no. El tema de alcohol, de vicios y demás, llegó a mi vida fue el deporte. En el 2019 tuve un accidente de tránsito donde las oportunidades de volver a tocar una cancha eran nulas. Aún los médicos me dicen, tú cero deporte, cero correr, jugar, saltar, deportes de contacto. Siento que mi familia en esa parte forma un pilar importantísimo. Mi mamá estuvo conmigo y me cuidó como nadie lo hizo, porque era la que tenía y se aguantaba la de mamá, no quiero a nadie en este momento.
AFL Colombia has the potential to have long-lasting impacts in the communities. Entonces, Alejandro, Oscar y Estefanía, we chose these players as the future leaders because they showed throughout the selection process and throughout their time in the organisation that they are future leaders and they are really focused on developing others.
La idea es crecer aún más, estar en un nivel alto para así poder llegar y enseñarle a todos a mis compañeros.
Para mí la beca es una oportunidad enorme, una oportunidad que no se le presenta a cualquiera, una oportunidad que ya tenía mi nombre destinado en ello. Voy a vivir siempre agradecida con este deporte porque me dio una luz, porque yo vivía mi vida después del accidente, vivía mi vida, pero no era feliz. Cuando conocí el deporte y empecé a jugar de nuevo, y vida está de testigo, mi vida cambió.
That's the culmination of a lot of work for a lot of people. A heap of people have contributed to this, and it's great to see them living out their dreams, and you know, we're all very excited for them, and it's going to be great.
Music Vibe.
Great news, sports teams. Google Forms now accepts payments. The Payable Forms add-on allows for seamless integration of a digital checkout with your Google Forms. Setup is easy. Install the Payable Forms add-on. Link your payment provider, share, and get paid. Players can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, Cash App, Venmo, and more. Streamlining the process for them, all while you stay organized with real-time updates. Registrations, uniforms, races, sponsorship, clinics, coaching, training, and classes. Keep it simple with Payable Forms.
Welcome back to Colonel Samuel Smith Field on the campus of Humber Park in Toronto, Ontario. It is halftime between the Great Britain Swans and the Canadian Northern Lights on this opening day of the 2024 Transatlantic Cup. I'm Patrick McNeil, joined alongside David Smith with the call of this game opener of the tournament for both of these teams. And David, we were talking prior to the break, 2 quarters and really 2 different quarters in terms of the footy that was produced today.
Certainly when you think Great Britain had 0 points at the first quarter break, and now they lead 19-8. Certainly that second quarter was a dream quarter, you can say, for the Great Britain Swans, and a bit of a nightmare for the Northern Lights. Lots of footy still to happen left here in the second quarter, though. Again, it's 3 goals, 1 behind, 19 points for the Great Britain Swans, 1 goal, 2 behinds by Canada. The story in that second quarter, 2 goals by Ellie Heiner. Kate Franklin also pitched in with 1 to get the 3 goals for Great Britain and their 11-point lead here at halftime.
Now, we talked a lot about the conditions. It's been very tough for teams to establish chain links of possession, but worth noting that 3 of the 4 goals in this game have come off set free kicks, and Ellie Heiner kind of scoring both ways. You saw her kick soccer in that first goal, and then the second goal was your traditional free kick, which also was the case for Franklin's goal as well as Nicole Robertson for Team Canada. How important is cashing in on those seemingly precious and rare inside 50 free kicks?
You know, it really doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of inside. It's certainly not going to be easy to get it inside your forward 50. We'll see if there's some fatigue that comes into this game, considering the conditions particularly. It's hot, it's steamy. The pressure that both teams are giving right now is really quite high. So can that be maintained for 4 quarters? That's going to be an interesting story here in the second half.
Yeah, good news, bad news scenario for Canada. Well, first good news is you're playing on your home court in your home nation and home field, we should say. And you're only down by 11, but being down by 11 is a little bit trickier when you're playing in a game where points are so hard to come by. And again, both these teams, especially Team Canada, these women don't play together a lot, so there's a bit of a feeling out process. Obviously, a majority of them would have arrived in Toronto earlier this week, and they probably had some practices with the men as well. And I mentioned the men are on the sidelines cheering on their counterparts, but chemistry maybe takes a little bit of time to develop. But it's a quick tournament, too, each team with just 3 games in the round robin, so not a lot of margin for error.
Yeah, talking to Tricia Rolfe, coach of Team Canada before this game, she was saying that Great Britain would have an advantage in terms of having been more familiar with each other, and they play with each other, play games with each other way more frequently. Obviously, Canada is a very, very large country, and you know that possibly showed itself there in the second quarter. We'll see if the second half is the same.
It's nice, though, to see representation from all across both countries. I know we've got players from Nova Scotia on one end of the country. We'd love to see Newfoundland back in the footy game. And BC, and, of course, in the United Kingdom or Great Britain team, we see players from England. We see players from Wales and Scotland. So it's great to see everybody represented here. Again, it is, according to the Payable app scoreboard, 3 goals, 1 behind, 19 for Great Britain. Canada, 1 goal, 2 behind. Canada in red, so the teams will revert to their kicking patterns from the first quarter. Canada, red jumpers, red shorts, kicking to the Toronto end. The Great Britain Swans in blue jumpers, blue shorts will be kicking to the Mississauga end. Visit Mississauga.ca, the tournament hotel, and Transponder with hundreds of must-see experiences and plenty of gorgeous scenery. Don't forget to explore Mississauga. I'm Patrick McNeil, and joined by David Smith, who will give us the ball up.
We're just about ready to start the third quarter with a lead for 11 points for Great Britain Swans. Getting a bit brighter here, so we'll see if the conditions change and we get more clean possessions. Batted ahead by Canada. Here is the kick towards forward 50. Can they mark it? No, the ball keeps on going towards goal. Can't pick it up. Batted forward. Can't pick it up, but here's what Canada again. Going forward right in the goal square towards goal. Ball bouncing around. Great Britain picks it up just in front of goal. Whistle is blown. And it's a free kick to Great Britain. So that's a get out of jail free card for them. Kicked along the wing. And that's a mark to Great Britain. And they'll really be out of their defensive 50 now.
Yeah, it's key mark for sure, and as you said, get a jail free card. So it was a good start to the half for Canada, winning the ball up, and now perhaps an opportunity to turn the tide again for Canada. Intercept mark by Haley Jones. She's had a number of marks in this contest, and she'll back up a little bit. Look, she might use the handball option, but before she could do anything, she's given some good news by the umpire whistle. It's 25-meter penalty. Canada will get the opportunity to get a little bit closer. We talked about those key free kicks here, David.
Absolutely. This will be one where she'll have a chance to kick a goal. Going back. You would think this would be a kick at goal here. Taking her time. Canada, this is an important kick here early in the third quarter. Slow run up. Here's the kick. Looks good off the boot. And they like it. It's the second goal for Canada in this game. And that closes the lead of Great Britain.
Yeah, key goal for Haley Jones, and we saw what the early goal did for Great Britain in the second quarter. Canada's going to hope that that's the same for them. If you don't watch a lot of Australian football, they call the third quarter the Premiership quarter, and will that be the case here for Team Canada? The Payable app scoreboard now updated shows Canada 2 goals, 2 behind for 14. Great Britain, of course, still in the lead. 3 goals, 1 behind for 19, but that could perhaps be a game-turning move, as I thought it was right off that center tap to start the third quarter for Canada, and we get another ball up, and this one is going to be won by Canada, but it is going to be pushed back, and the Canadians in possession again. The Northern Lights, quick tackle. Don't know if there was any prior there, but that was good work by Hannah Layton of the Cardiff Panthers, and it's going to be a ball up again. No prior opportunity there.
Good start for Canada here in this third quarter, though. They certainly would have liked that. Here is Amy Legault. Kicks it towards the middle, but picked up by Great Britain. Kicked just inside their forward 50. Defended well by Canada, and that's a free kick to Canada, so certainly will relieve some defensive pressure for them.
Yeah, Team Canada getting a well-earned free kick there, as that was campaigning for the free kick was Amy Legault, of course, veteran, not to the captain of this current team, but perhaps the captain Canada historically, and a kick to mark, and again, Canada hoping something's on here. Their free kick along the right side, and haven't seen a lot of consecutive marks here, but that's the case here for Canada. The mark by Anna Brent-Caddy, the current captain of the Canadians. She'll kick it towards inside 50 and another. That's 3 consecutive marks for Team Canada. It may in fact be
rare
on
in this game, so we'll see if this flow can continue for them. None there. They're inside their forward 50, but Great Britain gets the ball. And there's a free kick for holding the ball, and this will be...
Looks like that's Caroline Leduc for Canada.
Caroline Leduc.
Caroline Leduc, veteran player, plays in both in Ontario and Quebec. Kicks deep into the inside 50. Pressure on as the Canadians looking to assume control of this contest. Of course, Great Britain still in the lead here in the third quarter.
The ball up here fairly deep in the Canadian forward end. Canada's been doing well in ruck contests, but can't get a clean possession there. It's going towards the boundary, kept in, and there's a defensive mark right on the goal line by Great Britain. And they'll see if they can clear this out.
Yep.
Runs it out. That ball could be dangerous, but it's picked up by Great Britain. Low kick off the foot of Amanda Smith. Ball on the ground again, soccered. Lots of soccering in this game so far. North wing, kick it towards their forward 50. Lanny Richardson can't pick that up. Great Britain clears it from their forward 50. That can't take that mark, but Canada does take control. Right at midfield, that's considered a throw, and Great Britain will get the free kick.
Great Britain leading on the Payable app scoreboard. 3 goals, 1 behind, 19. Canada 2 goals, 2 behinds, 14. Free kick to the Great Britain Swans along the left side of the field. Canada will obtain possession as battle for the ball there. As Carolyn Leduc getting more involved here in the third quarter. Again, veteran presence for Team Canada. Ball kicked off the boot and it kicked to space, but there's nobody there. It's going to be Hannah Layton with a key intercept for Great Britain. She'll kick it in forward inside 50 for the Swans in blue, Northern Lights in red. As looked at, I think that was Jacqueline Halliday booting that towards the middle, trying to kind of a get at a treble kick, I guess we can call it. And handball option, seeing more of that here in the early part of this third quarter. 11:48 left in the third. Kick along the left boundary here in the center part of the field. Battle on the ground. Swans are going to get possession here. That is a boot by Great Britain's Ellie Hancock, co-captain of the Swans.
Carissa Turner with the mark. Handball to Lucy Massey. That ball's going towards the boundary line. Doesn't come in. Defended by Canada. High kick. Whistle goes. And a sling tackle, I believe, and a free kick to Canada. So here's Haley Jones, kicks it to Erin Laughlin. Trying to switch. Here's another mark.
It's Mabel Dunn with the ball for Canada.
Yep. That ball was a tough one to mark, but they get the possession. Kick towards the forward 50. There's another whistle, and
looks like
looks like Team Canada with the free kick.
It's Lacey Bellefontaine with the kick.
Won't be able to score here. Lays up the kick. Defended well by Great Britain. Nice tackle, but gets the kick away. Picked up by Canada. Another high kick. And there's the intercept mark by Anthony McInerney.
Yeah, she's had a number of intercept marks today. She's been key for Great Britain. Again, certainly using her height to her advantage. A key player, a key performer for them. And nice kick as well. Kick to a contest. Canada assumes possession forward inside 50 here for the Canadians if that ball can stay in bounds. But it is going to be a Swans opportunity. Looks like battle along the boundary there. As that was Emma Brooks of the Southeast London Giants, part of the 2022 AFL Europe champions.
And that was a tackle without the ball, so it'll be a free kick to Great Britain. And another get out of jail free card for them. Kicked along the line, but I think that'll be out on the full, so that goes right back to Canada. A little bit of here, you take it, no, you take it going on right now. So we'll see if Canada can cash in here. Still at least a couple kicks from goal.
You have to give credit to the fullback and pocket play of Great Britain because it seems like that last line of defense has been tough for Canada to crack in this game. And you've seen a lot where it looks like a succession of kicks or maybe good handballs, and then it's that last scoring play that Canada's not able to execute.
Yeah, Canada has gotten some flow in the midfield, but certainly that last line of defense has been difficult. Ball's on the ground. Several players around the ball.
See more of that ground game that we saw earlier in the first half of this game. It's going to be a Canadian possession. There is
Brancati.
Yeah, Brancati indeed. And look who it is with an intercept mark again, David. It's McInerney, who's been a menace there for Great Britain in the back.
Certainly been an important defensive player for them for sure. On the wing, though, Canada had control but lost it. Gets a mark at midfield, and that'll be going in the Canada Northwind direction again. Low kick, no mark. Ball on the ground. Lots of bouncing. Great Britain clears it out to midfield. Canada kicks it back. No mark on that one. Close but no cigar. Kicked into forward 50 off hands. In the pocket. There's a tackle, but it's considered a throw and a free kick to Great Britain.
Coming up at about the halfway mark here of this third quarter, Payable app scoreboard shows us Great Britain 3 goals, 1 behind, 19. Canada 2 goals, 2 behinds, 14. As Great Britain, again, as we've been talking about a lot in this broadcast here, just try to kick out of trouble, so to speak. Again, the folks at eThere Live doing a great job at presenting this game for you today. Kick along the left wing of the left boundary. And I don't know if there's any prior opportunity there. Tackle committed by Team Canada. And player a little slow to get up here. That is Susie Carr, the vice captain. As
she has the free kick, and she looks fine. So Great Britain trying to get some flow because really it's been the run of play of Canada in this third quarter. But here they go towards midfield. Pack of players. Nobody able to mark it.
Yeah, battle along the ground. As I said, we saw more of that in the first half, but that game of attrition kind of starting to return here in the middle part of this third quarter. Again, still anybody's game. 5-point lead for the Great Britain Swans, who are in blue, Canada in red. Free kick, Swans kick towards the inside 50. Good hands up for Canada to prevent the completion of the mark. As that was Anna Brancati, the captain of Team Canada. Now the ball kicked forward 54, Team Canada again. Tough to complete marks here. Good defense there by the Swans. Battle on the ground. Who's going to come up with that? And it's going to be Team Canada, at least temporarily, as Nicole Robertson handballs it across. There was a kick by Amanda Irwin, and the whistle goes. Great Britain Swans with a free kick.
Not where she wanted that to go. Bit of room there for Great Britain as it kicked to midfield. Chasing it is Anna Brancati. There's a name we have said a lot today. Quick tackle, but Canada still has possession. Picked up. That kick goes almost nowhere, but stays in. Right in front of a big crowd there on the other side of the ground. Great Britain with control and the kick, but there's the intercept mark. And that's
Brancati again.
again.
Starting to see the rain come now too, David. It's impacting our vision and perhaps the vision of the players as well.
Should just expect Brancati at this point because she seems to be everywhere.
Yeah, Team Canada captain for a reason, the Burnaby Eagle. Wears number 15 as her brother wore 15 for the North Wind at the 2017 International Cup. Talk about great bloodlines when you've got international play on both sides of the ledger.
Free kick here for Great Britain. They go to midfield, and there is a nice mark there by Beth Tethlow, I believe. Short kick, but there's a mark. Great Britain getting some flow here. This is really the first succession of marks they've had in this game.
Yeah, it could be the first time we've seen consecutive marks for them the entire afternoon. Again, it's been a tough game to complete those kicks, especially getting perhaps more so now. You're going to see the game played along the ground with the rain. There's a kick by Hannah Layton. She's been a factor for Great Britain in this contest. Battle on the ground. It's going to be Kaylee Elmer, the co-captain, kicking it towards goal. And it looks like somebody got their hands on that. It was Gabrielle Bureau for Canada. As indeed that is going to be a single point, but the scoring in this game at that point could prove pivotal as that rounds out the lead for Great Britain to 6 points. As Payable app scoreboard shows us Great Britain 3 goals, 2 behinds for 20 points. Canada 2 goals, 2 behinds for 14 points.
1 goal in the difference here as Great Britain leads here in the third quarter of this 2024 Transatlantic Cup game presented by Payable Apps. Ball just outside the 50-meter arc. Whistle blows, and it looks like a free kick to Great Britain, so this will be another chance to go into their forward 50, and they see if they can extend their lead. There's a uncontested mark there by Great Britain. Probably too far to score.
It's Lucy Newell with the mark, and maybe not easy to get those marks. The ball starts slipping off your chest if it's a little bit wet. I'm sure the jumpers need a little bit more friction there as you see the battle on the ground as Team Canada takes possession. Again, Canada trailing here by 6 points. And starting to feel like a true Aussie football game with all these birds flying around at low level. Thankfully, none of them have been hit by the ball as of yet. And looks like we have a ball up. It's a big rucking contest. Haven't seen a lot of that in the third quarter thus far.
There's a tackle there by Julia Patricchio. Another ball up. A bunch of them here in a row. Which team can get the possession? There's a high kick. To nobody's advantage. Canada picks it up but gives it away. Here's Lucy Massey with the kick towards goal. It bounces off players just in front of the sticks. And there's players down all over the place here. And the whistle blows. And a free kick to Canada.
Yeah, and again, we've talked about the conditions a lot. You don't want to see any players get hurt, and thankfully it looks like everybody is moving along quite nicely as a kick out for Team Canada. Marked there by Canada's Haley Jones, plays for the Toronto Central Blues in AFL Ontario, currently playing state-level Aussie rules football in Queensland. As ball on the ground again, where we've seen a lot of it here today. And Swans with a 6-point lead. Swans in blue, Northern Lights in red. Here's a kick along the wing by Freya Hibbard. And
just under 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. Great Britain leads by a goal. Kick to the pocket. Here's a bounce. Defended well by Canada. Though going towards the front of goal, but picked up. But that's kicked out on the full, and that'll be a free kick to Great Britain. Tight angle here, so we'll see if they go for goal or try to get a mark. This will be kicked by Ellie Heiner.
Who, of course, has 2 goals.
Seems to be a little bit heavier right now as well.
A bit of a tricky kick here for Heiner, who has 2 goals already for Great Britain.
Hot spot. Off hands, and that's a free kick to Great Britain right in front of goal. So this will be a tremendous chance for the Great Britain Swans.
Yeah, it is going to be Lucy Newell of the North London Lions with this free kick. Big opportunity in the game for her. And she'll try to keep that center. Looks like it's got a chance to go through. And didn't quite have the distance, and that's a bullet dodge for Team Canada. Here's again, it is still 20-14 for the Great Britain Swans. Swans remain on the attack in the forward 50. And trying to get the ball out of trouble, so to speak. Swans keeping the pressure on as that's Elizabeth Toms of the Sussex Swans pushing it forward. Team Canada now takes possession. It's booted clear. That's a good kick to just get the ball out of trouble, so to speak, by the Canadians.
It's the whistle. Canada will be just praying for the horn at this point because it's been all in the Great Britain Swans' end, but they do get a free kick. Probably not enough time to get a goal here, but there's a mark right at midfield. We'll need to hurry if they're going to have a chance at goal here. That ball doesn't really go very far. Picked up by Canada. No mark. Not much time left here in the third quarter. And there is the horn, the finish, the third quarter. Great Britain still with a 1-goal lead here at Colonel Samuel Smith Park in Etobicoke, Ontario. Great Britain, 3 goals, 2 behinds, 20 points. Canada, 2 goals, 2 behinds, 14 points.
Yeah, a bit of a mixed bag in that third quarter for sure. Canada was happy to get on the scoreboard again with a goal again. Anybody's game. Weather was kind of all over the place in that third quarter as well. So certainly anybody's going into the final 17 and a half. Still very much in the balance, we can say. But certainly Great Britain accounting for themselves very well. Again, weathered the early storm, so to speak. And I think deservedly in the lead heading into the final queue.
Absolutely. Canada really had to run a play there in the first part of the quarter, but it went more and more towards Great Britain as that quarter went on. What's going to be interesting to see here in the fourth quarter, it's a lot of pressure in a really hot and steamy conditions. So, are the players going to get tired? Which team will get more tired? Will that be a factor going into the fourth quarter?
Still just a 1-goal game. Great Britain up 20-14 on the Payable app scoreboard. You're watching the 2024 Transatlantic Cup from Colonel Samuel Smith Field at the campus of Humber College in Toronto, Ontario.
Great news, sports teams. Google Forms now accepts payments. The Payable Forms add-on allows for seamless integration of a digital checkout with your Google Forms. Setup is easy. Install the Payable Forms add-on. Link your payment provider, share, and get paid. Players can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, Cash App, Venmo, and more, streamlining the process for them, all while you stay organized with real-time updates. Registrations, uniforms, races, sponsorship, clinics, coaching, training, and classes. Keep it simple with Payable Forms.
Patrick McNeil back alongside David Smith here at the campus of Humber College in Toronto, Ontario at the Colonel Samuel Smith Field as it is the opening day of the 2024 Transatlantic Cup Women's Competition. Team Canada Northern Lights in red against the Great Britain Swans in blue, and it is a Swans lead at three-quarter time. Look at the Payable app scoreboard. You'll see Swans 3 goals, 2 behinds for 20 points. Canada, the Northern Lights, 2 goals at 2 behinds for 14 points. Obviously, that's favorable to Great Britain, but 1 goal. This hangs in the balance. Still anybody's game heading into the fourth quarter. David, it is going to be some intense footy for the next 17 minutes and 30 seconds.
Well, the pressure, the one constant in this game has been pressure for 3 quarters, so we'll see if that continues in the fourth quarter. What's different is the sun is now out here in Etobicoke, so the Northern Lights hoping the brighter field is a good omen for them in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, much like Lacey Bellefontaine of Team Canada, David and I hail from Cape Breton on the East Coast, where the expression is, if you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes, it might change its mind, and that's been the case here in Toronto as well. So a bit difficult for the players as well, because it's tough for them to adjust to the conditions. Of course, you'd have to think the Great Britain Swans probably no stranger to playing in the rain.
Well, there is that thought that it rains a lot in Great Britain.
I have heard that.
There's a rumor to that regard. I went for 2 weeks once and only saw rain twice, but you never know. Anyway, we'll see what goes on here in the fourth quarter. The teams, the Canadian Northern Lights just broken from their huddle. The Swans still talking in theirs. Just a few minutes away here from the fourth quarter as we see if the Northern Lights can find that goal to tie up the score here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and of course, the teams will switch ends again. So Mississauga will be kicking towards the Toronto end. Canada will be kicking towards the Mississauga end. Visit Mississauga.ca with hundreds of must-see experiences, plenty of gorgeous scenery, world-class eats and events. Mississauga is yours to explore. We'll be enjoying that. Can't say we've been enjoying it yet because the tournament's just starting. We'll be enjoying that for the next week and a half or so. I'm Patrick O'Neill on the call here for you for this fourth quarter, joined by David Smith, who's going to bring us the opening bounce.
Thank you, Patrick. We're just about ready here to get the fourth quarter underway. Only 1 goal and a difference. Going to be a great fourth quarter. Here we go. Ball's up in the air. Canada gets it forward, but can they pick up the ball? They do. Here's a handball kick towards forward 50, but not to their advantage, and Great Britain will clear.
Yeah, key intercept mark early for Great Britain. They don't want to allow Canada the opportunity to set the tempo as that's belted out by Beth Tetlow. That was a bit of a tongue twister for yours truly. She plays for the Sussex Swans. Another battle on the ground here. Again, we're just getting going here in the fourth quarter. Canada trailing by a goal. Possession Canada kicked forward there by Erin Lockton, who's had her opportunities and looks in this game. Ball inside the forward 50 here for Team Canada, looking for a tying goal perhaps, but it's cleared out of trouble. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon there again. Tough to get clean marks in this contest for either side.
Nice tackle by Anna Brancati. There's that name again, but free kick here given to the Swans.
A key moment for Great Britain. Kick towards the inside, or towards the center of the ground, I should say. Ball going now towards the forward 50. For Team Canada. Again, Canada down by a goal, 20-14 the score on the Payable app scoreboard. Ball belted out there. Big intercept mark, though, for Team Canada's Jen Minchin of the Etobicoke Kangaroos. Plays Gaelic football as well.
Kick towards midfield. Broken up. Here's Haley Jones. No mark there. Almost by Erin Loughlin. Canada still fighting. Picked up by Great Britain, though, and they clear to midfield. Right off the boot, but right to a Great Britain player. Nice tackle. Ball on the ground. Several players involved. Canada comes up with the ball. Haley Jones with the handball. Can Canada get it in a scoring position? They don't there. Picked up by Freya Hibbard. There's a tackle, and it's a ball up.
A ball up after the tackle on Freya Hibbard. Tap off the clearance. Canada takes possession there. Perhaps a little bit of selling candy there from Haley Jones. Forward 54, Team Canada. Can they get past that last line of defense? That's been the issue. Soccered off the ground here. Canadians pressing. Canada in red. Great Britain in blue. That is McInerney. She's been great for Great Britain, kicking it out of trouble, so to speak. Ball on the wing. It'll come out for Anna Brandt-Caddy, the Canadian captain, who's been very, very involved. Plays for the Burnaby Eagles. And trying to collect her bearings here. And hopefully Anna Brandt-Caddy will be okay. Looks like she will be. She's obviously been very integral for Team Canada in this contest.
Ball up. Ball hits grass again. Canada with the ball. There's Haley Jones. Kicked inside, forward 50. Picked up by Elizabeth Toms. Kicked towards midfield. Great Britain with a bit of space here. Iona Williams. Low kick. Gets by several players in the pocket. And that ball goes over. And that'll be a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, it's possible bad news for Canada here as Amy Legault was on the ground, a veteran of the Quebec Saints. And good to see she's running off on her own accord, so we may see her return. It looks to be out of action for the time being. So hopefully we'll see Amy Legault return to the action. Of course, she's been a key player, not just in this game, but throughout her career for Team Canada.
3 international cups as captain, basically a legend of women's footy in Canada. Here's a free kick to Great Britain. I believe that's Eleanor Gadiz. That kick off Canadian hands. Far side of the field. Ball kind of bouncing back and forth between the two teams right now. Along the line, and there is a mark for Great Britain.
Yeah, key intercept mark there for Great Britain, as mentioned just moments ago. Tough to maintain sustained possession. Forward 50 here for Great Britain, and they're trying to play keep away a little bit here on Team Canada with that 6-point lead. Still anyone's game, of course. 1 goal, the difference between these two sides. And key mark for Team Canada. Looks like that was Abby Clark of the Hamilton Wildcats making her international debuts. Also played some basketball as well. Of course, transferable skills there. Okay, we've seen a lack perhaps on both teams of marks in succession, but we get an opportunity for Canada here as they try to march up the field and look for that critical game-tying goal.
Just past the 5-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Canada still needs a goal to tie this game. 6-point lead for Great Britain. Lots of players around the ball there, and the whistle. No, it's a free kick given to Canada, so they should be able to get it in their forward 50 here and see if they can get a scoring chance. Really hasn't been a lot of chances here for Canada, but that's a nice mark there by Nicole Robertson. Already scored a goal here in this game, so too far to score. We'll see if she can get a mark inside 50. Off the hands of Anna Brandt-Caddy. Ball in dispute, picked up, and there's a whistle, and that's a free kick given to Great Britain for holding the ball.
There's good pressure there by Cherry Halfyard. She's been playing well in the defensive end, plays for the North London Lions, and kind of put just enough pressure there on Brandt-Caddy, and that's going to be a key at killing of that offensive possession for the Northern Lights. Kick along the right boundary, and that's a key mark again. Again, the Swans in blue, Canada in red. Great Britain leads 20-14 in your Payable app scoreboard. Kick along the right boundary. And that's a big intercept mark for Team Canada. Look to turn the tide here. Still lots of time left. Just over 11 minutes in this fourth quarter. Opening game of the tournament for both of these teams. There's a kick by Elizabeth Toms of the Sussex Swans making her debut. And also played tennis at the University of Texas Arlington in Division I. So no stranger to North America, despite representing Great Britain.
Jen Mission with the Mark, she kicks it farther up midfield, but a lot of blue jumpers there. Can't take the mark, though, and that ball is on the ground. The C, will this be a ball up? It looks like it will be. Umpire takes the ball, throws it up. Several players around the ball. Canada comes up with it. Kicks it towards their forward 50. Can they get the mark? They do. She plays on the handball. Here's a kick to, going to kick it towards, and yeah, looks good. It's a goal for Canada, and they tie the score.
Huge goal for Canada. Nice give and go. Great decision to play on there by Amanda Smith, and it's ultimately Amanda Irwin of the Ottawa Swans that gets the goal for Team Canada, and that is going to make it an identical scoreline in the Payable App scoreboard. 3 goals at 2 behinds for each team as we have about 10 minutes left in this fourth quarter. And that was some of the most fluid ball movement we've seen in this game for Team Canada. Some good marks and then some good ball movement. Good decision making as well to keep the play flow going. It's not always about taking that big free kick after mark. Sometimes it's just to just play on, and the results speak for themselves on the tying goal for Team Canada.
There was real estate in front, so she took the real estate. You know, it didn't look like there was going to be any kicks at goal for a while. There just wasn't anything happening, but Canada gets the score there and ties the game.
Yeah, talked a lot about breaking that last line of defense for Great Britain. Kind of the first time we've really seen that much space available in the inside forward 50 for Team Canada. And perhaps the momentum has turned their way here, as I think we're getting a free kick for the Canadians, as that was Alana Richardson that was down, plays for the Ottawa Swans, making her international debut, and that was actually a ball up. Alana Richardson, also a soccer goalkeeper. You see a lot of soccer backgrounds in the sport.
Held up just outside the forward 50 line for Canada. Seeing if they can keep this momentum going. Tie score now, but Canada has the last goal. Kick towards midfield. Off the hands of Jen Minchin. Great Britain kicks it forward. Canada has to defend. Here's some space for Great Britain. Can they answer the goal by Canada? The ball on the ground again. That has happened a lot in this game. The pressure is just so intense right now. Ball kicked right back into forward 50 after being outside. Canada, can they clear? They do, but they will only be temporary as there's a mark by Great Britain.
Yeah, 2020 the score here, just under 8 minutes. A key free kick for the Great Brits. Swans in blue, Northern Lights in red. Kick towards goal, but too far out to kick purely for goal. Ball on the ground, big opportunity for Ellie Heiner, who has a pair of goals in this game for Great Britain. Big ball on the ground, another contest here. A score remains 2020. Could be on the verge of the most famous tie since Collingwood and St. Kilda in 2011, David.
Well, I know you were a fan of that game. So, Canada now with the ball. There's a mark, so that should relieve the pressure. Kicked up the line over everybody there. The ball just hangs there for Great Britain. No free kick given there. Right in front of the crowd that has joined there. Lots of players around the ball. The far side of the field.
Yeah, and again, we're seeing pressure there. Tough to have some clean possessions here. Just under 7 to go. Payable App scoreboard shows us all locked up at 20. Canada in red, Great Britain in blue.
Richardson hold the ball, but she's tackled right away. I mean, there's no time at all right now. But there's a free kick given, so this could be a chance for Canada. About 6.5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
all kinds of drama here already at the Transatlantic Cup.
Yeah, free kicks, precious, no doubt, in a game like this. That's it for sure. Kick along the right boundary there by Great Britain. Again, Great Britain blue, Canada in red. It is 20-20 here. First game of the tournament for both of these teams. Irish Banshees defeating the USA Freedom in the earlier encounter. Ball up as this one's going right down to the wire. Team Canada in possession, looking for an entry into the inside forward 50. No clean entry. Hands were up there. No mark to be had. And once again, we get a contester on the ground.
No room being given by either team here. And why not? There's only Well, there's less than 6 minutes left in the tie game. You're not going to expect a lot of space. Abby Clark with the ruck. Great Britain ends up coming down with it though. No space being given by either team right now. And there's a mark. This is coming into the Canadian forward 50. A kick. And no mark. Can they pick it up? It's on the ground. Being defended by Great Britain. Picked up by Great Britain. It might be coming right back though. But Great Britain finally clears in the midfield.
Yeah, under 5 minutes to go now. We could be in next score territory, even if that score is only a behind. Ball in the middle of the field now. Both teams trying to see what they could do to swing the momentum their way. Will we get another score in this game? Of course, tied at the moment, 20 apiece. Kick towards the right boundary. More of a kick to space, and now it's a race to the ball. Who is going to get there first? Looks like it's going to be Team Canada's Mabel Dunn, and the ball is going to go out. And I think it was last touch by Canada, so that is going to be
considered inside the forward 50, so it's not a free kick. And it's a ball in.
That's a key opportunity for
Abby
Canada.
Clark with the hand on it, but it goes to Great Britain. Here's play on. Tackles all over the place. No quarter being given by either team at this point. Great Britain with some numbers, but picked up by the Northern Lights. But that kick is an intercept mark by Great Britain. Under 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. It's a tie score, and it looks like it's a 25-meter penalty. This could be really important here. Great Britain's going to have a great chance to kick at goal here.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, we're getting to the point of the game where even a behind could be critical, and that was a big mark there for Emma Brooks, and now the Southeast London Giants got an opportunity to kick perhaps for goals. Going to kick for a mark deep inside 50, and it's knocked away. Good hands up there. I think it was Jacqueline Halliday that got the hands up there for Team Canada, but Great Britain gets back in possession. And again, could that be a behind that we're speaking of? And you have to wonder if that's going to affect the decision-making of these teams, knowing perhaps just 1 point could be the difference.
You wouldn't want to rush behind at this point because that point could be the one that loses you the game. It looks like it's considered out on the full, so Great Britain with the free kick deep in their pocket.
Under 3 minutes to go, and that is going to be,
Let's just say 1 point could be really important here. Less than 3 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. She runs around, she kicks it. It doesn't score. Is that out on the full? It looks like it is.
And they're waiting to see, and that's a behind, David. That's a key point. And we had talked earlier, I believe that was Ellie Heiner, who had those two key goals for Great Britain, but who did envision perhaps it's a behind that might be a lasting imprint on this game?
Suddenly the clock is not Canada's friend. Just over 2 minutes left in this game, and they're behind by one behind. Kick up the wing. They can't get a clean possession. Great Britain picks it up, but they're tackled immediately. Less than 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Great Britain 21, Canada 20. Transatlantic Cup 2024. Will Great Britain win their first game and hand the hosts a loss here in day one? A tackle. And that's a free kick to Canada.
Yeah, key opportunity here. Canada, 1:36 to go. Canada trails at 21-20 in the Payable lap scoreboard. Kick along the left boundary. Canada at least needs a behind. It will be the first draw in intercontinental women's action if Canada were to tie this game. So it could see some history. But of course, Canada would love the win. 1:20 remaining here. Play in the Great Britain forward 50. Ball on the ground. It's going to squeak out of the playing surface with 1:13 to go. And again, the clock, the enemy of Canada right now.
Clock ticks down. Every second is 1 second closer to a 1 point win for Great Britain. Canada a long way from goal. Here's a kick towards goal. In the pocket for Great Britain. That's smothered, and that's over the line. Approaching 45 seconds left here in this fourth quarter. It's a long way to go for Canada to get even a point at this point.
Yeah, you can start to hear the coaches getting more vocal on the sidelines, try to communicate the time and the urgency here for Team Canada. Is that a holding the ball call against Canada?
And that's, yeah, a free kick for Freya Hibbard, and she should take all the time in the world because this should, point or no point, give the Great Britain Swans the win in this game. Here's the kick towards goal. No mark, but the clock ticks, and it's in the wrong end of the field for the Canada Northern Lights.
Yeah, there may be some seconds of discrepancy in the clock on the scoreboard, but there's not going to be enough time. And a famous victory for the Great Britain Swans, who steal one on the road to open their tournament. And behind the difference at the end of the day for Great Britain on the Payable app scoreboard, 3 goals, 3 behinds for the Swans, 3 goals, 2 behinds for the Canadian Northern Lights. And Great Britain avenges their defeat from 2017, and they open this tournament with a victory.
A game with a tremendous amount of pressure right through 4 quarters. Absolutely amazing how much pressure there was through 4 quarters given the conditions here. It's hot, it's humid, but man, I don't think there was a let off by either team through any of the 4 quarters. So hats off to both teams, but winner goes the spoils, and the Great Britain Swans get the W. Even if it's only by a late behind, they are the victors in this game.
Yeah, key victory for the Great Britain Swans. Dave, we talked a little bit about it. I'll leave the power to you for the Powerwood game MVP.
Well, with 2 goals, considering, goals are hard to come by, Ellie Heiner of the Great Britain Swans certainly gets the MVP. McInerney in defense also, I'll give some words to, because she was absolutely strong in defense, which obviously was important when you have a game where points are hard to come by. And I say points because it ends up that a behind is the one that's the difference.
Yeah, and that's our match MVP with the behind as well. And of course, we're talking about the great play of Anna Bryant-Caddy for Canada as well. Her great play, not enough though for the hostess. It is the Great Britain Swans emerging victorious 21-20 on the Payable app scoreboard. Our next game is coming up at 2 p.m. between the French and Colombian women. That'll be our final contest of the day. You are watching the 2024 Transatlantic Cup for the Colonel Samuel Smith Field here in Toronto, Ontario, brought to you by eThere Live.